What is up with it? Paulie Fiorentino from Verge magazine and Sports Heads. We have an amazing little situation behind me. We have Raiders practicing of Oakland Raiders. We got John Gruden in the background, Derek Carr, Tyra Williams, all that good stuff. So while I'm here and have this amazing opportunity, I'm going to talk about some of the games that are coming up this week. First game to talk about, we have the Rams and the Seahawks. The LA Rams coming off a really demoralizing loss against Tampa and Coach Bruce Arians going into Seattle. Seattle just had a pretty cakewalk of a win against Arizona. If there's one thing that we know about Sean McVay, he's great coming off of a loss. And I think he's going to go in there into Seattle and get a really big win to take control of the NFC West. Another game to talk about for sure is the Eagles and the Jets. It's still unclear whether Sam Darnold's actually going to play for New York. But even if he is playing, he still hasn't played since week one. I'm not entirely sure he would be ready to go, even if he was ready to play. So I don't love the Jets' chances going on the road into Philadelphia, especially after the huge win the Eagles had in Lambeau Field. Look for Carson Wentz to hand the ball off often and early to Miles Sanders, and especially his new favorite backfield pressure, and that is Jordan Howard. But I like to see Carson Wentz light it up a little bit more against that Jets secondary. Next game to talk about, we have the Vikings and the Giants. This is the first test of Daniel Jones, in my opinion. Obviously, his first start on the road. You can make that argument. But this game against that Vikings defense, who really just didn't let the Bears offense do much of anything. And if it wasn't for Chase Daniels, coming in there and filling in for Mitch Trubisky, I'm not sure the Bears would have scored any points. And this, more importantly, as much of this is a test for Daniel Jones, I think this is more of this has to be a coming out party for Kirk Cousins. He is the most scrutinized player currently in the NFL, quarterback at least. If he doesn't go in there and have a great game against a average to maybe slightly below average Giants defense, you can really start to maybe make an argument for making a substitution for a guy who makes $28 million a year. It's a really strange situation in Minnesota. Another game, we have the Packers and the Cowboys. That game has massive implications for both the NFC North as well as the NFC East. With the Cowboys coming off a pretty tough loss to the Saints on the road with Teddy Bridgewater coming in there and filling in for Drew Brees, you got to think that this is going to be the week that Ezekiel Elliott finally gets the ball rolling for that offense. Dak Prescott has been the main man. He's been the biggest story, especially since he actually hasn't gotten paid yet. But I would like to think that this is the week, similar to Kirk Cousins, I think this is going to be the week that Ezekiel Elliott has to do a lot for that offense. However, if we know anything about Aaron Rodgers, it's that he doesn't like to lose to the Dallas Cowboys, especially on the road. We remember what Aaron Rodgers did in that playoff game in Ezekiel Elliott and Dak Prescott's rookie season when they were the 1 seed in the entire conference. I do love the Packers' chances in that game going on the road, coming off of a loss. We'll see what Devontae Adams' status is for that one, but I do like the Packers in that one. And then we have a really intriguing game in San Francisco between the 49ers and the Browns. Browns are coming off of a huge win against the Baltimore Ravens. We'll see if Nick Chubb can keep it going. We'll see if Baker Mayfield can get Odell Beckham Jr. A little more action on the outside. We'll see if Jarvis Landry can keep things going and stay hot. And the biggest thing is, let's see if the 49ers can stay undefeated. 3-0. They haven't played amazing competition, but we'll see what they can do in a really big game, especially considering we have the Rams and the Seahawks playing. They have an opportunity to actually stay at the top of the NFC West. If I had to make a prediction, I would have to go with the Browns in this one. I've been tossing and turning about that pick all week, but I do like the Browns coming in there and continuing their push for staying atop of the AFC North. Regardless, I think it'll be a close one. I don't think the Browns will run away with it the way they did in Baltimore. And then finally, we are in London after all, so we have to talk about the Bears and the Raiders. As I mentioned before, Mitch Trubisky is still out with a left shoulder injury. It seems like he's going to be out indefinitely. Derek Carr has been a guy who really needed, similar to how Kirk Cousins is right now, Derek Carr is a quarterback who really needed to step up this season, especially in John Gruden's second season as the head coach of the Raiders, in his second stint as the head coach of the Raiders. There's nothing about the Bears right now offensively that makes me really all that excited. And this Oakland Raiders team is a team that just has stepped up this season compared. It's like a night and day situation. I really do like the Raiders. This one in the first London game, and I think that's everything. So, as always, thanks so much for watching. Paulie Fiorentino, Sports Heads, Verge Magazine. Thanks for checking in. As always, IGTV. Check it out on Twitter as well. And that's it for us. Peace.